This convention of the global peace. This is the first time we are achieving this in Paraguay. To the area of women, we have fertilized in the role of the woman and main farmers of the family, and also in the work and social area, and also in economic of the nation. This global peace union is recognized global widely, also fomenting the culture, the peace, and also the values of the family, and also the respect of the critics, also the innovations regarding the family. In this peace conference, that will defend the liberty, the prosperity, and also the leadership, we are based on the group of women that will defend the spaces. Also, the founding the opportunity for the development of everyone. This conference has as a purpose generate the space of changing experiences, also to understand the role of the woman in society and in the world concerning the peace. In the same way, also making the proposals so we can create the programs that can strengthen the women in the roles in the society and the community.
Es por eso que iniciamos con alegría este foro de mujeres con la adhesión artística del elenco internacional Angarurú, con el ballet de Lilia Doldán y la banda folclórica paraguaya Oroité, como una serenata paraguaya en homenaje a todos los extranjeros presentes. Un aplauso, por favor. Recibimos con alegría y aplausos a nuestras mujeres y varones del Paraguay. Nuestra enseña tricolor rojo, blanco y azul recibe de esta manera a los hermanos extranjeros en este foro de la mujer organizado por Peace Global International. ¿Puedes hablar sobre la música alguna? ¿Puedes hablar una? ¿Puedes hablar? Sí, algo del Paraguay, algo así. Brioso este momento.
Bueno, se tratan de temas populares del folclore nacional con atuendos típicos, el tupó y la pollera con coloridos.
Así es, las trenzas floridas, el tepoyeguá, el tejido de ñandutí, de nuestras laboriosas mujeres paraguayas hechas en Itagua. Así también el...
Good morning to everyone here. We are welcome here with the colors of our flag in this beautiful day. We want to give you the best of our folklore. We have a main subject here that describes the women of Paraguay, and also the culture. And there are the promiseras, and also that Mauricio Cardoso Campos described us with this team, Galopera. ¿Cómo?
Hombre héroe o cobarde, para su amor es todo un hijo. ¡Arriba la alegría! En esta tierra de valientes, el más valiente entre valientes queda preso. Cuando sus labios sonrientes su miel de hechizo le prometen con un beso. Rubias, morenas o trigueñas, mujeres hay para el querer de toda la haya. Mas si el lograr amor te empeñas, debe ser ella paraguaya, debe ser ella paraguaya, debe ser ella paraguaya, debe ser ella paraguaya. Muchas gracias, muy amables, bienvenidos.
Lilia Doldán.
Una voz extraordinaria interpretando polcas paraguayos, como para los extranjeros se darán cuenta que la mujer paraguaya no solo es bella.
We can applaud also this art displays for this folklore of Paraguay. We're closing now the moment, artistic moment. We're inviting to this person to comfort the panel. We're calling the excellent Mrs. Laura Chinchilla, ex-president of the country of Costa Rica. Also, we're calling to the president, Yoon Sung Moon. Let's applaud her, please. Also, we call to Mrs. Lilian Samanero, president of the Colorado Party here in Paraguay. Also the president of the Global Peace of the Woman, Maria Jimenez. Also we call the Excellency Mrs. Ana Maria Berardi, Minister for the Women. Also we are calling Mrs. Christina Phil, Director of Global Peace in Latin America. Also, we're calling to Mrs. Chen Sun Kwang, Secretary of the General Global Peace Women International. Let's applaud her. Also, we're calling here all the participants coming from more than 70 institutions and the social organization around the world. The national. We're welcoming also the president of the women area of the Global Peace, Mrs. Maria Esther Jimenez, and also Mrs. Christine, president of the Globalism in Latin America. Good morning to everyone here present in this room. Authorities here in this nation, also international authorities, visitors of other countries that we have the honor to receive you, dear friends. The Directive Board, a member of the women area of this foundation, Paraguay, we feel amazingly honored and also with your presence in this forum we're making here on the global peace. Thank you for being with us. Please, we welcome. This forum is even more special for us because on this occasion we have together personality of many nations and in countries, so we can share with us their knowledge, their experience about the importance of the leadership of the women to develop them socially and politically in this country. It's well known the hard context in which live today as the women in Latin America and in the world, and also the challenges that we need to face daily in the spaces that we need to act. This is why it is important to share our dreams, our utopes, and also our achievements that can allow us to know, to support ourselves. This forum gives us the opportunity. This foundation, Global Peace, ratifies the engagements against women, and they will still working in a continuous work so we can achieve our our goals. I would like to underline the presence of our excellent Mrs. Laura Chinchilla, ex-president of the Republic of Rica, first woman in history of the country to be a president. Also the Mrs. Jun Sung Moon, president of Global Peace International. Also Mrs. Vian, Minister of the Women of our country. Also the Mrs. Lilian Semanegro, Senator and member of the Assessor Board of Global Peace. Also the Mrs. Marielena Wapenka, Minister of the Superior Board, is the first woman that can take this charge in this country. We salute to all of her, and their names, to all the women present, also the gentlemen that are here with us, the distinguished women that are visiting us from other countries. We say to you, welcome to Asuncion, the green capital of Iberoamerica. Welcome to Paraguay, the heart of America. And with sweet language of Guarani, we say to you, that means that our land found a lot of love, and you can have a joyful study here. Now we're listening to the word of Mrs. Jinsun Kwan, Secretary Global of Global Peace Women's. Hola.
Welcome to the Global Peace Women plenary session. As Her Excellency Laura Chinchilla and the Dr. Hae-Hoon Lee from Korea and other incredible leaders gathered here today have understood, the innate qualities and characteristics of women are indispensable trait for the development of society and for solving current global issues. Therefore, I am delighted to have an opportunity to discuss and give serious thought to the role women play in shaping the world and what it means to truly engage women as leaders in national transformations here in Paraguay with you all. To share a little background of information about the recent work of Global Peace Women, a division of Global Peace Foundation, I would like to highlight a few events of this year. In May, we held a forum at Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., with leaders representing faith, government, civic, and non-profit organizations under the theme Moral and Innovative Leadership, the role of women of faith in the service of making and keeping peace. The forum focused on strategies to improve the status of women as agents of peace, reconciliation, development, and stability in our global community. Global Peace Women promotes the essential role that women must play in advancing in vision of one family under God. The ability of women to perceive the intangible aspects of life, the unspoken emotions, the characters of each person, the spiritual dimension, is part of what equips us uniquely for the work of building peace. It is simple words and daily action of love, forgiveness, and respect that can change concepts and break down barriers. As many people have observed, peace doesn't come by force or signing papers. Peace ultimately comes from putting the benefits of others first and then receiving the benefit into one's own life. I believe that all of you represent here and present here today are committed and will help to lead this cause of national transformation and peace building. I sincerely thank you for being here and for all the work that let us make the historical moment for the future generation. And most of all, more recently, in September, we held a leadership conference in Seoul, South Korea, under the theme, Women's Leadership in Social Transformation Through the Family, which focused on the areas of women and family, women and poverty, and the complementary roles of women and men. There, Dr. Jun Suk Moon, our GPW chairwoman, urged all women as mothers to take charge of receiving and reviving the cultural education of living for the sake of others within families in order to protect basic human relationships from materialistic and consumption-oriented culture. Today, I'm really very grateful that we all have a vibrant discussion under the working theme. We have the unique opportunities through this convention to examine important concerns that affect women that should be appropriately addressed in the area of public policies because of its far-reaching impact on large groups of women. Likewise, and equally important is the work each of us can do on a personal level as moral and innovative leaders to promote positive social development in our home, in our communities, and in our respective border societies. Thus, the session on the essential role of women in the peace building will explore effective strategy used by women to promote and advance peace in society and among nations. I truly believe that we all here to make changes in the world. It starts from Paraguay. Thank you very much.
Seguidamente escucharemos las palabras de la señora Cristina Jason Field, directora internacional de Global Peace Women de América Latina.
¿Cómo están todos? Estoy muy excitante para ver ustedes y también invitar.
And also, I'm also glad to be invited here in this nation. In my character of director of the International American Global Peace Women, I would like to salute to all to you and thank you for sharing with us on this event that is so special, and for sure it will give a real mark that will last for a long time in Paraguay and also in a Latin America level and even beyond. I would like to salute also, especially to the women that has come from other nations to honor with his presence here in this convention of peace. Of mothers and women's, which tradition we shall have to our descendants? A tradition that not just living only for our own good, but also for the well-being of the humanity. It's not another thing, it's just a community of our brothers and sisters. In history, there's people that has left many achievements. However, God doesn't make this in the standard of his heart. That it means if they have the heart for living for the neighbor, living for the well-being of everyone. It proceeds from an authentic heart. The family is a legal institution on the roots, is the basic. If the family, that is the place when you learn the values, is not solid, the youth will not be able to understand, edificate, or develop a social conscience. First, you learn intellectually, and secondly, you learn through the experience. Which of these two ways is more essential? The learning through the experience is more essential, because through the experience, one becomes the owner of their own knowledge. Isn't this why that a woman that is a mother that had many children, even though if he doesn't have a degree, knows more about maternity than a woman that has a PhD but without children? Isn't it that using your experience, that we really use this knowledge? The family is a school where you learn about love. That means where you learn the good for the neighbor. Isn't it like this? The only way that we became the owners of the love is when we use the love, when we experiment love. Not only on the relationships between fathers and kids, and also between husbands and wives, and also between brothers and sisters, that one can experiment this love and also apply it in a more in a social context. Our first role is, I believe, to encourage the woman in the roles that are unique in the family. Mothers, raising and educating the next generation, investing his complete soul, their heart, because the heart of a woman, when it shows his whole responsibility, the empathy, is the most powerful force that can unite all the members of the family and also the society. The ideal is to teach the children the seed of hope and peace. And for me, the leadership of the women means also supplying information, knowledge, and tools that can allow us to achieve great goals, positive goals, on a daily basis. Here in Paraguay, Global Peace Women realized many different activities for the protection of rights of the women, also the leadership in the society. There are many programs that are focused to development of the innate value of the women, so they can contribute on the construction of happy families, of a healthy society, and a peaceful world. We can inspire also to make an engagement to resolve the social conflicts and also create a peaceful world through the work of the Global Peace Women and the cooperation in harmony with other organizations. My deepest aspiration is to connect the efforts and to share the success that is and that share also the successful in a local level of our global red that is developing right now. Our war, with as many problems, needs our engagement, our effort, and most important, it needs our love. I expect that you can join us in this noble effort. God bless you to you all and all your families. Thank you very much. to remember also the importance of the leadership of the woman here in the transformation, national-widely. The transformation of the national-wide starts also on a social level and also sustain the rights of the people. The woman plays an unprecedented role here in the society.
Y relacionamientos, pero que muchas veces fue desestimada y alcanzó poca representación en las esferas políticas y económicas. Nuestras conferencistas.
Point of view. Also national vision that can share it, so we can create new perspective, strategies to the development of a peace that can be sustainable. Now, we would like to read the curriculum of our expositors. But first of all, we'll listen the words of the National Senator, Mrs. Lilian Samaniego, Senator of the Nation, also member of the Global Peace. Good morning to everyone. With a big applause, I salute to you, to the President, Laura Chinchilla, the ex-President of the Republic of Costa Rica, the first woman, welcome. Also welcome also to Mrs. Jung Sung Moon, General Director of Fifth Global, and an area woman. Also the Secretary in International Area of the Woman, Mrs. Sook. To our friend, also because she has encouraged the vision of the woman, Mrs. Field, General Secretary of the Global Peace. Also, with a big applause, we appreciate the work of Maria Esther Jimenez that here in Paraguay have encouraged a great engagement, the topic of a woman, so the woman can have the rights and also the right of a woman can be heard. Also, all the members of the Global Peace Women here in Paraguay. To our Minister of the Women, Arba Yardi. Also here is present the Minister of Criminal Justice, Dr. Wapelka, the first woman also that is occupied in this church. Is also with us the Vice Minister of the Health, Dr. Baran. And with a big applause, we salute to the Governor of Alto Paraná, Marlene Campos. To every one of us, we encourage you to be a fighting woman. I see also the woman, the Mrs. Sara Servan, who has fought also for the rights of the children in our country. And with this warm applause from every one of you. Also, the man that has come here to share this place with us. And they will know our claims, and also they will know the strength of the women, that when we are together, we achieve our goals. We also say thanks to the Foundation Global Peace. Also, Mr. Dr. Jan Hin Moon to give us this opportunity so Paraguay can be the heart of the 6th summit of this convention. And for the first time in the history of the country, we put together here 70 former presidents of Latin America. And in this list is also the President Laura. I would like to say, beloved women, that everyone we know here that democracy is a main tool of change and also the transformation of our people. Also, the majority in the democratic has achieved high levels that has strength. Also, the protagonism of women. But even though there are many things to analyze, many of them is the equality of opportunity between women and men. Everyone knows there are characterized culturally and also economic, also in the political field. They are very different because of the way of thinking of our people. This is why, besides also the capacity, we need to add also the sensibility, so we can achieve the development with an inclusion, and in this way to strengthen the democracy as a system of representation, and also knowing that we have a debt that we need to fix. We all know, we that would work in politics, that the elections legitimize the governments, but also the inclusive politics. This is why in 2011 the United Nations has determined with a resolution that the active life of a woman concerning the equality against men are very important, so we can achieve the equality, also the sustainable development, the peace and democracy, and in our country. This step that we need to pay is that the women are still excluded for the political life, even if it doesn't look like this. I would like to share with you the experience that we have to live here in the Red Party. And I say this with a lot of conviction, because the people won't understand why they don't say in this, because she's the president of this party, of the Red Party, but respecting the other parties that are very necessary also for democracy. We need to recognize that in base that has built the Red Party is still the main force, more political force here in Paraguay. The ANR. Because of 7 million of persons that will live here in Paraguay, 2 million we are members of the Red Party. And I say this because how we did arrive to this conclusion, how did I to arrive to this position? We're leading this Red Party when he was beaten in 2008, and no male wanted to assume this role. And we arrived in a moment of adversity, and thanks to the support of thousands and thousands of women, members of the Red Parties, independents, when they were giving their support, also they encourage also of males that recognize the strength of this party, so we can rebuild this party, and this is why we have been chosen, and this is why allows me to appreciate the women that are present here. And I would like to say to you that we need to establish new strategies. If we claim more ways, we need to demonstrate that when we are more open, that we are more tolerant. Also, we need to avoid the disqualification between women. Also, we need to add to encourage a common agenda, so we can still move forward independently of our beliefs, of our parties, of our culture, and also the races. This must be the emblem, because in base of the experience that I have lived, I remember when we were starting an organization of women in this party like 10 years ago, and we have this from an electoral focus point of view. The women were postulated and after that chosen. and we achieve a high participation of women. Listen, the women, the housewives, also the professional women, the women that work on land, that participate on the justice, all the women that also structure our society. And this is how we achieve this great participation. And in the same way, we need also to show new proposals that can identify the woman also socially, and also to make the main woman participate on the political party, also to recognize and assume the engage of these women that arrive to public spaces. Also, we need their engage so they can be engaged to the political system that can allow that these women that have left also their goals can destroy the obstacles, and also we can achieve a big majority of women and big participation, because every one of us, and we all know that the obstacles, they're common, independently of the community and we live. We have the same obstacles, the women. Paraguayans are now from other nations. Also, there are common the values that we need so we can rebuild the peace. The value of know how to listen or how to understand the needs of the other people before our necessities. The values of family, where we learn the difficult task of living between each other that brings with it the harmony. This is why a long time ago, many years ago, we have been supported with a lot of strength, the vision of Dr. Henry Moon and his wife, when this vision means find to build, to work and grow together. When this vision means the opportunity to give the value to our cultures, to our families, to look to the construction of the culture of service, in this case in Paraguay, strengthening the education of values that will mean after to create the new leaders of tomorrow that would allow us to have a more developed Paraguay with more dignity and opportunities that we all dream about. This is why I consider beloved women here present that the politics, and I said it with a lot of conviction, the politics will change when more women should be in the places of decision. In administrative charges, in elective charges, they will change because we can promote the vision of sensibility, this vision of forgiveness that we all women have by nature. It isn't about confrontation of danger. It is about being recognized in the place that we're living now, in the place that we're sharing also. This is why, with a lot of hope, I believe that this conference, and thanks to the Global Peace Foundations, we can achieve to do this in base of the experiences that we all are exposing here. Give us a tool so we can change our reality, so we can think in a society that will have more opportunity and equality of opportunity between women and men. We have made a lot of changes. We have made also that the women could be accepted. We have women in the army. We have also achieved a woman that could be president in the central bank. We have a woman in the court, also in the ministers and the vice ministers. But when we make an evaluation and when we have the statistics, we know that in Paraguay, 53% of women are in the electoral pattern. But this is not in accord in the protagonism of the woman in the elective spaces with chambers of deputies. we have only 30% of women. The Chamber of Senators, we have only 60% of women. We have one governor, a female woman governor. Her name is Marlene Campos. She's the only woman. We have 6% of women in the municipal regions, and also 6% on the consular areas. With these reflections, we still have much to do. This is why I encourage you to keep going and keep working on a common agenda that will be transcendent, and also that can allow the protagonism of the women engage with the women around the world, particularly with the women in Latin America, so we can work together and we will be on the same level of circumstance, and we can collaborate with the development of our beloved Paraguay, where we need to encourage and to improve the opportunities that can allow this development to have a honorable life. And this is why we need to take this engagement. Thank you very much for this opportunity. This is the word of the Senator, Lilian Samaniego. They're also present with us here. Also the Congresswoman, Mrs. Claudia Cauri. Let's applaud her, please. So is the ex-ambassador of the Republic of Costa Rica, Mrs. Liliana Fallas. And also here present with us the president of the foundation, Women Hall, Mrs. Samaniego. Also the unique woman governor in Paraguay, of Alto Paraguay, Mrs. Marlene Campos. There is also here with us one famous woman here that is an example of the nation, Mrs. Sarah Servian. Alicia. The minority will also need to underline the presence of the presence of men here, but it's also a minority here. Well, now we're listening the message of Mrs. Johnson Moon, the International President of National Peace Women, also Foundation of the Global Peace. Also she's a member of the Service of Peace, also support the help of humanitarian support, also for the building of housing in North Korea. Also the multicultural help for the families. Let's hear here Mrs. Johnson Moon.
Good morning, ladies and few gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming here, this event, Women's Session. And I'm especially delighted to see also the gentlemen attending this session. Can I see raise hands, please, for all the men who are gathering here this morning? Gentlemen? Thank you very much. We women always feel so much more energy when we feel like the men are there to support us. So thank you very much. I am so honored to be among such beautiful and accomplished women from around the world. Es un honor estar aquí con ustedes. Each time my husband and I come here to Paraguay, we truly feel that we have come back to our second home. To all the leaders here from our host nation, Paraguay, and from across the Latin America region, Buenos dias y bienvenidos. And to all our distinguished leaders from around the world, welcome to Paraguay and the 2014 Global Peace Convention. I would like to especially recognize the former president of Costa Rica, Her Excellency Laura Chinchilla. We also have together with us the Honorable Senator Lilian Samaniego and Dr. Heon Lee, the former Congresswoman of the Republic of Korea. I would also like to recognize Governor Malini Ocampos of Alto Paraguay. Thank you. The government ministers of Paraguay, and Ana Maria Ortiz, President of the Association of Businesswomen of Paraguay, who have joined us today. Please warmly welcome from Europe, Dr. Eva Letham. Where is she? She's the president of Human Rights Teaching International. From the United States, Colette Caprera, editor on family issues at the Heritage Foundation. Yeah. Ms. Diane Dawson, president and CEO of DDA and Associates. Hi. And Donna Schuler, where are you? Donna Schuler? She's from our Global Peace Women Advisory Board. Thank you so much for coming this morning. I would like to especially appreciate the directors of Aria Mujer for all the work they're doing here in Paraguay and for hosting this great program today. The theme of this convention is Roadmap for National Transformation. And here in this women's session, we are discussing the theme National Transformation, Women's Leadership, and Contributions towards Social Models that Promote Development and Wellness for All. This topic is very close to my heart because I believe women play a critical role in the process of national transformation. What do we mean by national transformation? What type of nation do we aspire to have and to build? History teaches us that the strongest nations with the longest and lasting experience of peace were those built upon spiritual principles and values that gave them a higher sense of purpose to serve a greater good. We have examples from as far back as the Pax Mongolica that grew out of the Mongol Empire's aspiration to create one world under one heaven and encouraged exchange amongst the cultures, faith, and regions of the empire. A more recent example is the United States, the oldest and most stable democratic society built upon the dream of forming one nation under God. In such a nation, people of every race and land could come to enjoy equal rights and freedom of worship. What we learn from these examples is that vibrant and enduring nations need a guiding vision and a foundation of spiritual principles and values. How is such a nation formed? It is through the moral virtues of the nation's citizens who embody these spiritual principles and values in their lives. Where do people learn these principles and values? Where do they become the habits of the hearts of a people, where acting morally becomes as natural as breathing? I believe it is in the home and in the family. Strong nations must be built upon strong, healthy families. This makes the central role every mother plays in her family an essential component of national transformation. That is why my husband and I recently coined the Global Peace Women motto, peace starts with the home. Can we all say that with me? Peace starts with the home. Thank you. In the home, peace is more than a concept or an ideal. It is visible, it is substantial, and can be felt emotionally, physically, spiritually. As such, it becomes a lived daily reality. A child experiences love and learns the value of life through the unconditional embrace and untiring investment of a mother from the moment of their birth. A mother plants the seed of a lifestyle of self-sacrifice and living for others by her example, as she teaches the child to share with siblings and think about the happiness of the family as a whole. Most of all, through exemplifying spiritual principles and values, parents form the roots of faith, love for God, and for fellow human beings in their children. The extended family model is especially suited to nurture virtuous men and women who can lay the foundations for a cultural peace in their nations and ultimately the world. In an extended family, a child grows up surrounded by the richness of diverse relationships with so many different relatives. Through them, they learn how to respect and honor all elders while cherishing and investing in those younger than them. This is the basis of the social norms to be practiced in the wider society. Through the multitude of family interactions, a person naturally experiences the benefits of teamwork, cooperation, and harmony. Moreover, they learn how to resolve conflicts, forgive, and truly live in peace. The extended family prepares a person to relate to the diversity of the human family and live for the benefit of the whole. A beautiful example of this extended family can be found right here in Paraguay home. I heard that every Sunday, Paraguayan family gather around with their parents and they share asado and talk about soccer and have a beautiful meeting every Sunday. I think it's such a beautiful tradition you have in Paraguay. The inescapable conclusion is that the family is not just a private realm set apart from the broader society, but rather is an essential element of national transformation. This is what Global Peace Women champions. We must uplift the contribution of women in national transformation and emphasize the role of families, especially mothers, in forming the foundation of an ethical, prosperous society. Once we understand that principles and values are preserved and passed on within families, then it is natural that a nation aspiring to model such principles and values should create policies and infrastructures to strengthen the family. Communities, schools, businesses, and governments, both local and national, should invest in programs that support the family unit and find innovative ways to empower the family and encourage the work of raising ethical global citizens. This could come in the form of couple counseling benefits or parenting support programs that tackle the issues that have led to the family decline and we're experiencing in so many countries today. Microfinancing initiatives like the Grameen Bank or Kiva could provide much needed financial support to launch a family business and incentivize active participation, especially of women, in a growing economy. Failure to invest in the family is the same as doing nothing to prevent family breakdown and the high social costs that come with it. We are all too aware of the growing global trend of divorce, out-of-wedlock birth, and the loss of moral standards of our youth. Let us put our hearts and minds together to find ways to counter the global trend and protect and uplift the sanctity of family and the essential role of women in the home, first and the most, and as an extension, the important contributions women make in the greater community, nation, and in our world today. I feel there is no better place to have this women's conference than here in Paraguay. I know how active the women of GPF have been in Paraguay, supporting educational initiatives and forums on good governance and leadership. They have also provided access to medical and dental health, food and clothing, and education and jobs to the most remote villages. This nation has great women leaders who have championed the fight against corruption and engaged government ministries in providing service to the poorest and the most remote regions of Paraguay. Here in the heart of Latin America, or as my husband calls it, the womb of Latin America, I believe that our work as women, through the models it creates, will bring about a sweeping spiritual awakening here in Paraguay and in Latin America, and throughout the hemisphere. Ladies and gentlemen, La paz comienza desde el hogar. Peace begins with the home. Muchas gracias. May God bless you. Thank you very much.